Hi everybody, welcome back to my acne series part 3. So if you've been following me so far, you will have learnt a little bit more about why acne happens in the first place. And we said it was all about the pore becoming blocked with these sticky skin cells rather than them effortlessly exfoliating off the surface and disappearing. They clump together and cause these little bumps under the skin called comedones at the opening of a hair follicle. We also said the second thing that happens is underneath the pore, the sebaceous gland that secretes sebum, this oil production. In somebody who's more acne prone, their sebum or oil is much more thicker and gloopier than somebody who's not acne prone, and these two situations combined together means that it's a favourable environment for the C. acnes bacteria to thrive and grow and have a great time down there in the hair follicle in this oxygen-free environment. This leads to an immune response which will dictate whether you will have tiny bumps under the skin or spots or huge nodules and cysts. By understanding this process, you will therefore understand why you need active agents and ingredients to tackle each one of these stages within the acne pathway. So we said we need agents to unclog the pore, we need agents to reduce the inflammation, to reduce the bacteria and deal with those tiny marks left behind from an old acne blemish. There is good news. The ingredients that we use in an acne skincare routine often are ingredients that are fantastic multitaskers, so they're going to do more than one thing, so that's good news. And we outlined a real rational framework for our skincare routine in terms of a morning cleanse, an active space for your anti-inflammatory step, a moisturisation and an SPF, and then in the evening we outlined a cleanse, an active space there for your preventer, a moisturiser, and that's it. So really simple. So let's look at ingredients then that will unclog the pore. Now, in my opinion, the best ingredient for the job is a retinoid, and by that what I mean is a family name of molecules that derive from vitamin A. So for example, retinol. Or in a prescription form, if you go to the doctor with severe acne, then that might be tretinoin. We also said that azelaic acid is a good option for those people who can't use a retinol due to being pregnant or breastfeeding. So azelaic acid is the pregnant person's friend. Salicylic acid, of course, we hopefully now know, if you've been following for a while, you'll know that salicylic acid is the molecule that's able to go down into the hair follicle, unclog that pore, and help with exfoliating the dead skin cells. Ingredients then that are antibacterial, you're looking at ingredients such as resveratrol, which derives from grapes, henicotine, oligopeptide 10 and benzoyl peroxide, which you can buy from over the counter in Boots. Ingredients then that are going to pull down that inflammation, that is so important because you can't deal with anything else while the inflammation is there. So ingredients that are going to help with this are benzoyl peroxide, which is again over the counter from Boots. Salicylic acid again is a great multitasker, that BHA component of aspirin, so you can see how that pulls down inflammation. Ingredients like sea-whip, henicotine, Granactive A01423, I think it is, and that's a blend of ingredients, lovely blend to pull down inflammation and sensitivity. And also a really important one, which is vitamin B3, also known as niacinamide, and this niacinamide is going to help stimulate more ceramides within the skin. So ingredients that are going to help with those dark marks left behind from an old acne blemish, you're looking at ingredients like an AHA, like glycolic and lactic acid. Azelaic acid is also good in this instance, and of course a retinol. So starting with your cleanse now then. So although we talk about acne in this instance, actually a non-foaming, non-comedogenic cleanser that's gentle on the skin is going to be great for any skin type. So if you are acne prone and you have real inflammation within the skin, it's red, you might have a little bit of rosacea, it's definitely sensitive, or you're an aging skin and struggling with a little bit of acne, then Illumina MD Sensicalm Cleanser is a really great option. It's got henicotine in there, which is antibacterial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and it's also going to help with the melanin transfer into the skin, which are responsible for those dark marks that you might have. So it's also got vitamin B3, that niacinamide in there, which is going to help stimulate ceramides, and we know that is your barrier boosting ingredients. It's got free fatty acids too, so great hydration, and again it's going to really help with this melanin transfer into the skin from the melanocytes. An oily skin that's resilient, so you've got no signs of inflammation. It's not red, it's not sensitive, but it is very oily. I get it that a lot of you like those real astringent products because it draws out the oil, but this can damage that barrier function, making the whole situation worse. So in this instance, go for a gel cleanser with a surfactant with like coconut, like I said earlier, and the Luminaire MD purifying gel cleanser is the one for you. It's got supporting ingredients in there for hydration, so aloe and honey, and it's going to really help remove the pollutants off the skin, remove the excess oil, but leave your skin hydrated and not stripped. Skin is oily and it's infected, and this is indicated by inflammation within the skin, then you are looking at Luminaire MD Acne Clarifying Cleanser, and this has got a 2% not encapsulated salicylic acid, and what that means is it can get straight to work on that pilosebaceous unit to help bring out the oil and really deep clean the pore and help exfoliate those dead skin cells. Also got oligopeptide 10 in there as an ingredient, which is going to help reduce that bacteria, which is really important when you've got inflamed skin. This is also a really good cleanser if you're managing your acne and you've got it under control, but you are noticing that you're getting these flare-ups and inflammation, then you can use it more as a treatment-based cleanser. So this would be something that you would use, say, once or twice a week on the targeted area. Those would be my recommendations for a more therapeutic dose in terms of a cleansing step. But if you're looking at the high street, CeraVe is a really nice brand. It's got 0.5% salicylic acid as opposed to the therapeutic dose of the Acne Clarifying Cleanser by Luminaire, which has got 2%. So that there's a big difference in terms of the therapeutic dose there. But we know CeraVe has got, it's non-comedogenic, it's not low foam, it's got ceramides in there, so it's got some really nice ingredients, supporting ingredients too. So you've done your cleanse in the morning and now you're on to your active step, and this is going to be your anti-inflammatory step. But I also like to use ingredients that are anti-inflammatory and antibacterial, and so you can either use an over-the-counter product like a benzoyl peroxide, and you can spot it on the areas very localized to where you're struggling with in terms of your inflammation and spots, breakouts. But another great option is the Luminaire MD Acne Balancing Serum, and this has got 1% salicylic acid in and 2% oligopeptide in it. So the salicylic acid is going to get down and absorb the oil from the pore. Remember, there's only a few ingredients that can do this, and salicylic acid is a great one in this regard. It's going to get down and work onto that pilosebaceous unit and unclog the pore and help with dead skin cells. Then the oligopeptide 10 works in synergy with your salicylic acid, and this is really going to help with decreasing the acne and decreasing the amount of C. acnes bacteria on the skin, because it's a plant-based peptide that's microbial. So your benzoyl peroxide can be difficult to tolerate, particularly if you are a mature skin that's suffering with acne, because your skin is going to be that bit more sensitive. So your acne balancing serum is a really great option because of the salicylic acid, the oligopeptide 10, but it's also got supporting ingredients in there like the niacinamide, which is going to boost the barrier function. And it's also going to help you tolerate any actives a bit better. And it's also, niacinamide is anti-inflammatory too, so a really nice option. And again, you would use this in the morning after your cleanse, and you would use it localized to the area that you're struggling with in terms of your breakouts and inflammation. Now onto your moisturiser then. So if you are oily but you're not suffering with too many breakouts, but the oil production, the shine is really giving you a hard time, then Matte Clear by Luminaire MD is a great option. It is going to really draw out the oils and inhibit the 5-alpha ductase, which prevents and inhibits the excessive oil production. It's also going to help improve the quality of your skin, so that's a really nice moisturiser for oily skin with not many breakouts. If you're not overly oily, but you are suffering with breakouts, but feel that you need a little bit more moisture in the skin, it's a little bit dry, then the Illumina MD Hydroclarite is a great moisturiser. It's got supporting ingredients in there like that henicotine and the sea whip, so it's going to help hydrate the skin, but it's also going to really help sort of soothe the skin too. If you're struggling with your breakouts and you need something a bit more targeted, then Illumina MD Hydra Smooth is a great option. It's got 1% encapsulated salicylic acid in there. It's also got fantastic supporting ingredients like niacinamide for that barrier. It's also got vitamin E for the lipid bilayer. It's also got sea whip and henicotine, so again helping with bacteria and inflammation. So this is more of a targeted treatment. Looking at the high street then, stick to CeraVe. It's a really nice brand. At a really good price. It's not going to be as therapeutic in terms of its dosing, but it's a really nice start. Onto your SPF then, so Clear Shield by Illumina MD is the product for you when you have acne, oily skin. It's non-comedogenic, it's quite lightweight, and in some instances this might be enough as your moisturiser and your SPF in one in the morning, but if you feel like you need a bit more hydration, then you can use your moisturiser and then your Clear Shield afterwards. This has also got the oligopeptide 10, so it's going to really help get to work on the acne and reducing the bacteria. It's also got vitamin B3, which is that niacinamide to help build ceramide, so great as a barrier boosting ingredient as well as protecting the skin. It's safe, it's clean, it's mineral, it's just a really great product. So onto your evening routine then. So you've cleansed and now you've got your active space. So you've done your anti-inflammatory and your antibacterial step in the morning. So now we're on to our preventer step at night. And in most cases that will be a retinol, with the exception of those of you that are pregnant and breastfeeding or have extreme rosacea. So my favourite in terms of a preventer will be your retinol, and the Illumina MD is a great option because the retinol is encapsulated, which means it's more tolerable on the skin. It's also in a preparation that has got some real great supporting ingredients for anti-aging, for acne, pigmentation, and it's also got a really nice ladder-like approach in terms of its dosing. So you start at 0.25 up and progress up through the dosing in strength up to a 1%, so that's quite straightforward. If you're pregnant and breastfeeding, then oxalic acid is a nice option. Or if you find your skin just can't tolerate a retinol for now, then an AHA is a nice intro to an active skincare as a preventer in the evening if you're not quite ready for that retinoid step. So that's it now. We've got outlined a rational skincare approach. You understand why that is there, because you need the agents to work on those pathways that trigger acne. And again, I hope you find these videos useful. Any questions, let me know. Obviously we're open next week, so if you want a skin consultation, do get in touch. And I'll continue these acne series because the next one will be talking about you're well on your way now and what problems might you be facing during your acne journey. But that's all for now. Bye for now.